Today, Bernie Sanders was asked who he might consider as a possible running mate, if he would consider having a woman on the ticket with him, and he came up with a name that many of his supporters are probably going to agree with. Let's watch.
Every president and vice president we've had in this country has been a man. If you're the nominee, would you commit to picking a woman as your running mate?
Well, I'm not going to commit. You have to look at the best candidates you can, but I think your point is well taken.
Are there any women in particular you think would be qualified for that job?
Are there any women? Yes, there are many women who would be
Could you name a
qualified for
couple?
that job. No, I think it's a little bit early to be speculating on that. But I think, as you know, there are people in life today. Elizabeth Warren, I think, has been a real champion in standing up for working families, taking on Wall Street.
So Halpern went fishing there and finally landed it, right? He's like, any women? Any women who might agree with you?
Any who might be 1/16th Native American, maybe?
So after a lot of fishing, he's like, no. All right, fine, Elizabeth Warren. But you know what? It's typical Bernie Sanders, and this is the part of Sanders that frustrates me. Yeah, say it immediately, Elizabeth Warren. And don't wait till now. You should have said Elizabeth Warren. And I'm on the record as saying this. You could see a video of me saying this months ago, right? Before Iowa, he should have said Elizabeth Warren. Whether she likes it or not, that's going to be my VP pick. End of this. Okay, when I win, Elizabeth Warren, I'm going to ask her. She doesn't have to say yes. But I'm telling you ahead of time, I'm not having a discussion about who my VP is. My selection is Elizabeth Warren. He would have won Iowa. He would have won Massachusetts. Okay. And he would have forced her to make a decision earlier, and it would have been the right way to go. But he is too much of a nice guy.
He is.
And like, oh, I don't want to tell her that. What if she doesn't want it? And yeah, blah, blah, and she didn't endorse me, so that's not quite fair or right. Who cares? Just say Elizabeth Warren.
Well, look,
say it.
Say it.
Yeah.
I care. I think like it's easy to say, don't worry about what if she says no. But if she had said no, that would look really bad for him.
No.
And look, she still hasn't endorsed him. At this point, it seems incredibly unlikely that she will. I mean, why would she after all this time?
It's over.
So if he had said, I'll select her, and she was like, yeah, that'd be great, but I'd like to be with Hillary, that would have made him look horrible amongst her supporters, especially in Massachusetts.
No. Okay, so I don't mean it's over as in the race
Hey,
over.
look, I've been rejected by women. It makes you look bad. Okay?
So, I mean, the possibility that Elizabeth Warren is going to endorse him now is obviously over, right? There was that time has come and gone. So why am I keep saying no to John when he's making a perfectly reasonable point? One might wonder. Okay, so yes,
I often wonder that.
So it is a perfectly reasonable and smart thing to say, oh my God, what if she says no and then he's embarrassed? A, she wouldn't say no in public. In fact, it would create great pressure on her to say yes. Because you know why? She agrees with him. She agrees with him. She needed a nudge to declare it, okay? But he never gave her that nudge because he was too polite. But secondarily, more importantly, is your attitude. If you've got an aggressive attitude, you go, Elizabeth Warren is going to be my VP. And if she says no, he goes, you know what? God bless her. Good luck with Hillary Clinton. You know who's going to be my VP? Joseph Stiglitz. 2 Nobels. What's next? Okay? You see what I'm saying? In Stiglitz, it doesn't matter who it is. It matters what your attitude, right? No matter what, I'm going to pick a super progressive person. And if Elizabeth doesn't want to do it, I love her. It doesn't matter because her policies are great, right? And I'm glad that Hillary Clinton finally has someone on her team who's making some sense. But I'm going to go get a guy or a woman, right, who is super progressive, and we're going to go take this country back, okay? That's the attitude that leads to a win. Now, hard for me to criticize Sanders overall because the dude made up a 60-point lead, did things that almost no one thought was possible, and maybe if he was that aggressive in the beginning, it would have backlashed in some way, and of course the media hates him. Maybe they would have hated him more. But overall, the people who hate him or would have made fun of him for picking Elizabeth Warren and having her say no, they were never on his side anyway. It's not like he was going to lose them. He had lost them from day one. So you might as well go on the warpath. So again, I might be wrong. He did an amazing job in this campaign. But my proclivity is if he was a little bit more aggressive on issues like this, maybe it would have made a little bit more of a difference. And that little bit would have been huge.
Maybe. You swayed me a little bit. I mean, I've seen when Ted Cruz has said, like, he says, I like Oreos, and then Oreos gives him the middle finger on Twitter. That hurts a guy. That hurts a guy. Now imagine if it was Elizabeth Warren who was that cookie.
But
That'd
you know
be
how
worse.
Trump wins? You know what Trump would have done? He would have taken Oreo cookies and smashed them, right? And gotten everybody at his rally to smash them. Then he would have been like, Chips Ahoy!
Really wish that I could get into her head and find out, does she actually prefer him over Hillary? And if so, why won't she say it?
No, I know exactly what happens in her head. Okay, you know why? Because I can read people's minds. Okay, look, we got to go to the next
Okay,
story.
sorry.
So hold on. For the members, I'm going to tell you exactly why Elizabeth Warren made the decision she did. Now, of course, I could be wrong, but I think I have a pretty good sense of exactly what she was thinking. So that's tytnetwork.com/join to become a member. But sorry, we're running out of time. We're going to go to the next
let's do
story.
it.
All right, let's do it.